a ferocious achievement. I mean, looking at it was when we got to the semi-final, we were probably the main underdogs, and I think, as we know, a lot of these fellas, the grit and determination to win it was unbelievable. I think it was a great achievement for me personally as chairman to win the county, and what can I say was that hopefully this year that we can go on and we can retain the title. The 88 and 19 that I had the privilege of playing with and captaining. I was the greatest bunch of guys that I ever played with. They were a solid and committed bunch that you would ever meet, I think. Trained diligently. We had a good laugh along the way. As well, pretty so happy vocals. We won the county in 88, won his first Southeast after 20 years. Won the county, won the league. There was questions asked in how good we were down in 89, we were in another county. And I would like to thank the coaches at the time, John Granger and Terry Manny and Sean O'Brien. It was a big achievement. There was all the fellas in after in 1990 representing Cork. So I mean, fellas said we were lucky. We had some good hunters in that team. And look, it proved so we done after, and I'm delighted that the most of them are here after 25 years, which is a great achievement as well. And I just want more, it was just to say is that I will everyone to enjoy tonight. There's a good crowd here. We'll have a good crack. We'll have a good laugh. We've never done a dance for 3 years. So we'll enjoy tonight. And when there's a bit of dance here, everyone will go to me, do a good laugh, a good crack. And we can talk about it tomorrow, and hopefully next year we can do the dance again, alright? Let's have a look.
Thank you, John. Our next speaker is the chairman of the South East Ward, one of the colourful characters that involved in the work of GA. Would you please give a warm welcome to Crosshaven's John Bennett.
Chairman of the Valley Rovers, Vice Chairman of the Cork County Board, Darlene, officers of the Valley Rovers Club, past and present players, and distinguished guests. I must say it is a great privilege for me as Chairman of the South East Board to be with you here on this historic night for the Valley Rovers Club. You have achieved something that no other club has achieved in the South East Division. You are the very first club to bring the under-21 football title back to the South East, and I congratulate you. It's a very healthy state for the Valley Rovers Club to have the likes of that under-21 team coming up. Not alone, I believe, you will not be playing intermediate, but you'll be playing senior. If you give the same commitment as you gave to winning the under-21, I have no doubt about it, you'll be up there challenging as senior status. And I know that you'll equip yourselves very well. Valley Rovers are a very proud club, very proud club. Some great people came from Valley Rovers right down through the years. None better than the late Con Murphy, a man that you must be very proud of down here. You produce some great hurlers that play for Cork. You produce some great footballers. And may I just take this opportunity to congratulate and thank Alan Burke for the wonderful enjoyment he gave us over the last number of years. In Croke Park, especially winning the All-Ireland in 2010. I wish him the very best of luck in his retirement from the Cork County football team, and wish him the best of luck with Valley Rovers. He hasn't thrown away boots by any means. Furthermore, what really makes me proud about Valley Rovers is that they can come along in 1988 and win a title, a junior title, which I believe is the hardest title of all to win. But they didn't sit in their laurels there like other clubs around the division and in other divisions as well, lads. They went up there and they took the intermediate the following year. And that's a great sign of any club. But the club doesn't do that on its own. It's done by the backbone of the club. You had great people behind you right down through the years, lads. And looking at it, when I got my invitation there from Valley Rovers last week, looking at the present bunch of lads, all those lads that are involved now gave great commitment to Valley Rovers as players and carried down. I must say they were wonderful players, wonderful ambassadors for Valley Rovers and for Cork. And I congratulate you lads. You're doing a great job. Valley Rovers are going from strength to strength. And as I always said, you only get what you get out of it, what you put into it. So lads, without further ado, I'm not going to hold you here all night. I thank you for inviting myself and my wife here. It's a privilege. I have some great friends down here. John Newman, Patrick Shields. Patrick was on the team's friend that ever played against Crosshaven in his time. He wouldn't hit you at all, he'd strike you. But it's great to see Patrick looking so here and happy. Dennis Reardon, Lon Board there that I'd like to mention, the Crowleys, the whole lot down on the line lads. You're a great club, you give great commitment, you're true GA people, and the very best of luck for 2014. And again, congratulations to the under-21s and well done to the 1988 and 89 teams that achieved it 25 years ago. Well done.
Thank you, John. Just one more little aspect before we dine. As you probably know, Father Finn Ballas and we're spending all the money that you give there every Sunday, but we've decided to hire in one of the minor team to say the grace before meals. Would you please welcome our Vice President, Mr. Hughie O'Donovan.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid of my life for me. Isn't it gratifying to be here tonight to celebrate with this beautiful lot of young lads, the under-21s, in achieving the county championship? Wasn't it a great fight, and wasn't it a great lot of selectors that brought them out and got them to win this championship? Now, they are the players of tomorrow. So, would you believe it? The committee asked me to say grace, being the youngest member of the team, what will I say, Valley Rovers in general. So, to your feet, so the blessings are on, peace thy gifts, which are they about to see to Christ our Lord, amen.
not so much.
to if you like part 2 of our presentation tonight. And are we all good in? Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to call we're going to make a presentation to the 1988 and 1989 junior and intermediate county champions who are assembling over there by the bar. And I will now call on Aidan Walsh, who's our special guest here tonight, who's made a huge effort to be present for this presentation. We're absolutely delighted. He'll speak to us a little later, so Aidan, if you come up here, you can do the job. So a warm round of applause for this outstanding young gentleman. Do you like this tie? Okay, folks. What we're going to do is we're going to invite the members of this special group of people that brought the first adult county championship to our club way back on that fateful day on the 13th of November 1988. We're going to call them up in alphabetical order, and we start with this guy. A classy defender who played centre back and corner back during the 1988 campaign, lining out the corner back for the junior hurling final. You were always assured of a most polished performance from this particular individual, whether on the full back line or the half back line. Will you please welcome Noel Brady. We move from defence to attack. He was centre forward of the intermediate team of 1989. He was a brave, no-nonsense type of player who displayed his finest skills in the finalist skip when he scored 2 goals after moving to corner forward. Owen Buck, ladies and gentlemen. Our next player is described as a wholehearted player who could play in defence or attack. Played as wing forward in both finals, scoring some valuable points against Lucestown. This part I find a bit difficult to say. And found on numerous occasions in the 89 final that led to frees being awarded. The one and only Martin Cronin. A most stylish and classy performer who started the 88 campaign as a forward and ended it as a wing back. In 1989 he was part of what was without doubt one of the best half back lines ever to represent a Rovers hurling team. His long range frees and accurate deliveries into the forwards were a vital part of the team's success. The outstanding Aidan Crowley. Our next player is an individual who's made a huge contribution to this club, whether on or off the field. Would you please welcome Joe Crowley. The citation for our next recipient reads as follows. Played a starring role at full forward in the 89 campaign. With his physical presence and great vision to bring other players into the game and bring a good few players out of it as well. He scored the second goal in the 89 final. The centre rows on their way after a shaky start, Johnny Crowley. We move to another type of character. He played in midfield in the 88 campaign, was relocated at half back line in 89. He was a fearless and classy operator. One of the most consistent players ever to wear the jersey, a real gentleman, TJ Deasy. An important member of the panel, this player played in the half-back line against St. Vincent's in the '89 championship and came on as a sub in the intermediate final and performed very well indeed. The one and only Ken Doyle. Back then, this guy was one of the younger members of the panel who normally played centre forward. He came on in the South East final of 1988 to great effect and helped to re-establish the Valley's foothold in that particular match. Pascal Hennessy, ladies and gentlemen. This player was renowned for his skill and speed. He was always a joy to watch as he soared up the wing, leaving defenders in his way. His display against Clydugh in the semi-final in '89. There's only one, there's none. Please no. There were guys over the clay talking about him. He scored the winning point against Ballymartin in a Titanic quarter-final, and his winning point will long live in the memory, Dennis Coyle. Our next player played at midfield in the junior final of '88. His introduction off the bench in the semi-final against Ahabullock, when Valleys were 9 points in the rear, was a real master stroke. He almost single-handedly won that match. Would you please welcome Tony Lynch. Our next player was a valuable member of the squad. He's now a member of Germain's club. He operates as a referee down around East Cork and has been a linesman on a number of matches that Valley Rovers have played in. Which not many of you know that. Would you please welcome Mark Murphy. Our next individual is another forward that has been blessed with great speed and skill. He also has a great eye for score. His points in the '88 final were instrumental in Valley's winning on that day. He also played a starring role in the '89 final, scoring 1 goal and 3 points, Chris O'Donovan. We go to defence again, and ever present on both teams was our next quite effective cornerback. His great ability to read the play. Noel Horgan in the Southern Star had him as one of the top 3 performers in the '89 final. No mean feat for a cornerback in a high-scoring match from Castlelack, Pat O'Malley. Our next player played in goal in the '88 season. He was a dependable keeper with an accurate puck out and still doing a huge amount for the GA, even if it is with Courcey Rovers. Would you please welcome Michael Tenney Austin. This player played at midfield in most of the '88 campaign, a stylish operator. His early introduction in the '89 final was instrumental in turning the game around. I don't know, Padraig O'Sullivan. Our next recipient played in the forward in the '88 campaign with telling effect. So much so that he made the Cork senior hurling team of '89. He reverted to what is without doubt his best position at centre back for the '89 campaign and was impervious in that role. His displays in the semi-final against Clydugh and in the final against Kilbrittain broke the hats of many opponents, not to mention Pat Kennedy's bones. Would you please welcome Brendan O'Sullivan. During this campaign, our next recipient was in the twilight of his career. He continues to make a huge contribution to our club, the one and only Paddy O'Sullivan. Our next recipient was one of the younger members of the panel. He made a substitute appearance in the South East final of '88. He was capitulated onto the team at midfield for the semi-final against Club in '89 on the back of good form playing for the junior team, and gave a tremendous display against more illustrious opponents. As a result, his place was assured for the '89 final, where he had one of his finest hours. Would you please welcome Gerard Stretch O'Sullivan. Our next recipient will be probably better known as a footballer, no mean hurler, a gentleman who's never forgotten his Valley Rovers roots. Would you please welcome Jerome O'Sullivan. We go to the forward division, and a most skillful operator and scorer-in-chief on the way to the two counties, an ultra reliable free taker with a deadly eye for goal. He terrorised many a corner back and scored 2 goals and 6 points in the '89 county final. His goal in the South East final of 1988 was one of the best ever seen in the South East final, the one and only John Shields. Our next recipient was a valuable member of the panel from the Northern Territories, now domiciled down around Drina or down around Bantry. Would you please welcome David Shields. Our next player has been a vital member of many Valley Rovers squads, probably better known as a football goalkeeper, but tonight we are him as a hurler, Robbie Sweetman. The penultimate, one of the younger brigade, he played in the full back line, the half back line and corner back in the '88-'89 season. A no-nonsense defender. You certainly have any score you got off him. Fergie Toohey. I do remember from the '88 final, get this right, I had a few bob with the Rovers, and the late Donald McSweeney, the Lord of Mercy in his soul, I met him after the game and he said, look, I'm going to give you a few bob. This is inside on the pitch. And he said, by the way, did you see Fergie? And I just said to myself, how much has he lost to this individual? Last but by no means least, as a captain, he emphasised the spirit of Valley Rovers, a fearless competitor with huge skill. He was one of the first modern day full-backs who attacked the ball with his inspirational style and clearances, with that distinctive knee bandage that made him instantly recognisable. He became something of a cult figure among our supporters. He was the first captain to lift the South East Trophy in 20 years, and the first and only captain to lift the County Junior Championship for our club. He was a captain again in '89, as he was a selector. He's our present leader. Would you please welcome Donald Looney. So now we move on, and we know, gentlemen, you can sit down now for a second, right? And our next speaker that we call on is the Vice Chairman of the Cork County Board, an individual who has done a huge amount to revolutionise the way the Cork County Board does its business. He's a Brian Rovers man. He's an inspirational official, a kind gentleman who has come here tonight. Would you please welcome Mr. Germain?
Norman Norton's sure enough, the wall of the son from Shadahan, Ruik Mortis Pels, and Punten in the shop. I was Kowalum, the son Ringori, I was if you go some club and Ungreen shop. On behalf of the board, it's my pleasure to be here this evening with Valley Rovers. When I was young, I thought there was only one Rovers, but as I got older, I found there's a lot more Rovers. But I suppose we've that much in common anyway. And on behalf of the board, look, I'm delighted to be here to celebrate with your wonderful achievement in winning the Under-21 Football Championship at A grade level in the county. That's a fantastic achievement because when you look at all the great teams that were in it and all the great traditional football teams in it, and to come out on top in that final against Clonakilty, you know, it's no mean achievement, and I'm not surprised that you got such a great number here tonight to celebrate that achievement and of course the 88-89 team as well. So congratulations to the lads. I hope you do well in the coming years. You have a base of a good team here now, and you know, I'm sure you want to achieve success with the team at adult level as well. I'm not going to delay you very long. I just want to thank a few people that I've had involvement with over the last couple of years. I know it was alluded to earlier by John, the South East chairman, in thanking Alan Quirk, I suppose, for his wonderful achievements with Cork over a long number of years. He gave tremendous service to the county and to your club, and you know, with his retirement this year, I suppose it's the end of an era, because you know, he had made that position very much his own, and a wonderful leader, and I've no doubt that if Alan you know, makes himself available somewhere down the road, I could see Alan having a role to play with top teams in the years ahead. But I want to sincerely thank him for his contribution. Also tonight, I'd like to mention, I suppose, the Fecal Lynch, who won an All-Ireland with Cork and Junior in the last couple of years and was on the senior panel for a while too. So, you know, he got his All-Ireland medal the other night in Rochester Park. And thanks to Fecal indeed for his work. So I suppose a big all of us as we're just on the inter-county scene, I suppose there's a couple of other people I'd like to particularly mention. One here, my good friend Donald McCarthy, who was a Cork Under-21 selector for quite a number of years, and Cork have had a wonderful achievement at Under-21 level while Donald was involved, and John Cleary and a number of others with the team over the last number of years, in winning 8 out of 10 Ulster Championships. And thank you to Donald and to all the lads there. It's a wonderful organised person, and you know, whatever team he's involved with, you can almost be guaranteed that everything will be in order. And I particularly like to thank Donald for his achievements. And on that as well, I suppose the other man, I know he's not here because he's probably driving the van or whatever, is Mick Curtin, because and Ian would know that fairly well, because you know, he's meticulous about his job, and I know they were training tonight, I think, so more likely Mick is getting organised for the weekend. And you know, Mick does such fantastic work for the county board on a total voluntary basis, and you know, I don't think either of the teams on the 21 and the senior involved could really function without Mick Curtin. And I would say, you know, even with a change in management, I'm sure the first person that any new manager would go to would be Mick, to make sure that he was available again. And, you know, I just couldn't say enough really for what he does on such a voluntary basis and such a quiet way he goes about it. And sincere thanks to Mick, and I'm sure you all know him, and I'd like to pass on that on my behalf anyway to him. Tonight also, look, your delegates, Dennis Reardon and Donald, of course, that was up as well there. I'd like to thank Dennis, you know, has been a long-standing member of the board and has been very supportive and so on, and is continuing to serve your club very well at county board level. And I think you're lucky to have very good delegates in Donald and Dennis coming in on a fortnightly basis. Finally, I'd just like to congratulate the club on your PR side of it. During the year, he won the quarterly award in the Cork Communications, and a wonderful website and Twitter and Facebook and so on. And I know that John Lynch, I know, is one of the people leading that as your PRO, and I'm sure he's a committee with him there, but he's done a wonderful job. And you know, even your website is continually up to date, and it reflects very, very well on your club. And keep up the good work, because it presents a very good image for you. Finally, I suppose just to thank the club as well. He hosted a number of games on behalf of the board out in Brinny, and you know, it's no secret, I suppose, that you do get a lot of games, and people say, why are Brinny getting so many games? But he do host them very well, he take the gates very well, and he do a wonderful job on the whole thing there. So, you know, keep up the good work, and I've no doubt that there'll be many more matches hopefully coming in. If they're not, I know Donald and Dennis will be on the phone anyway behind the scenes to try and get matches there. So well done to everybody concerned. Finally, just like to congratulate the 88-89 team, and I suppose you can just say I have a great memory of that game actually in 88-89, well the 89 final I think, because long before Matt Duffy came to join us anyway in Bright Rovers, but we were at actually a very low ebb in Bright Rovers at that time. We had been, I suppose, quite a good junior team in the mid-70s and into the 80s, but we went in hard times really in the late 80s, and even in 1991 or 2 we regraded back to B grade. And I remember sitting watching that game in Park Kiev, and it was a wonderful game, you know, and I thought the whole skill and, you know, the robust exchanges and so on and so forth. And I remember saying to myself that time, my goodness, we'll never ever see my own club to come to that kind of standard. And it's a standout game for me, I can remember it well. And, you know, little did I know that, you know, within 8 or 9 years we'd be winning a junior county, and within a couple of more years we won an intermediate county and got to a senior. So I suppose it just shows, like, no matter how much at the bottom of the barrel you are, if people are prepared to put in the work, and we had lads that came on the scene then after that and did put in the work and worked up the line, and, you know, to where we are today. But, you know, I would say that team, certainly they were an outstanding team, and I just was commenting to Donald there as they were coming up tonight, I couldn't believe how fit everybody really looked. Maybe Brendan Sullivan had a smile in the middle of it. I think the rest of them look very fit, so I suppose that's it. Brendan was trying I didn't spot that Looney, I'll hand you back to Paddy before I start digging any more balls. So thanks very much.
Thank you, Joe. And just one thing before we move from the 89 team, we'd like to remember 2 people who were very much part of that, who are now with us tonight. One of them was a player that was the outstanding Mick O'Connell, and the other was a selector, the late David Crowley, so we'll remember those people tonight as well. Now we have a presentation, Gerald, if you would step forward please, and one of the selectors on that team, and basically there's you know, a number of people missing, so we're just making presentations to the people that are here, and an outstanding selector who did huge work with Valley Rovers and became a top junior selector as well. Would you please welcome Davy McCarthy. Good evening. Now we move to our under 21 team, and you know, so much talk has been made of their achievements, and nobody will ever forget what they've done for the club in winning an under 21 A football championship. For many of us, we thought it was just a dream in the horizon, but these young men have moved up to a higher plateau. So what we're going to do, we're going to call the players up in alphabetical order, and Aidan Walsh will present them with their medal. We start with the guy who was at centre forward, who had an absolutely massive season. They tell me he wants to go back to centre back this year, but tonight we present him with his medal as a centre forward, Derek Canty. Our next player is one of the 4 goalkeepers in the squad. His season was seriously interrupted by injury. Still young, still a minor, a huge future ahead of him. Tim Casey, please. Our next player, 6 points in the Southeast final, 6 points in the Southeast semi-final, 6 in the final, 6 points in the county quarter-final, 9 in the county semi-final, and a goal and 1-2 in the county final, the outstanding John Cottrell. Our next player joined the panel a little late and joined both under 21 and intermediate panels. One for the future, Billy Crowley. Another really talented young footballer who trained hard at the start of the season, injury cut his season a little short. Would you please welcome Cathal Crowley? Our next player, one of the hardest working in the squad, they call him the road runner on the pitch. The only advice seemingly the team coach has given him is that when he's 1-on-1 on the goalkeeper, to fist it over the bar. I think that's something about the outstanding Dara Crowley's kicking skills. We now move to another young player who was was a minor last season, took a little time out to sort out a lorry licence, but is now back in business, Jason Crowley. Our next player to be honoured is one of the most improved players, one of the most improved footballers, and made the most important tackle during the year when he stopped the Fermoy attack in the last minute by just making an outstanding block. Would you please welcome Jerry Crowley? Even though he lined out at centre back, he was joint top scorer that tell me in the Southeast semi-final against Ballinassie with a contribution of a goal and a point, the one and only outstanding Tim Cummins. We now move to one of the younger players from the squad, another with a bright future in front of him. The only thing is that when he missed training, the tractor was the first thing that gave it away. Would you please welcome Cormac Desmond? Our next recipient was an outstanding wing forward, got some fabulous points, great worker, a bit of Connacht blood in him. Would you please welcome Owen Fallon? Even though this man's season was interrupted at the start, he put in some performance in the county final. Would you please welcome the one and only Gary Fallon? Our next player, Patrick Ford, is unable to be with us tonight, so we move on to another one of the younger brigade. He played a big role in the Southeast campaign, scored 1 goal and a point against Ballinassie in the Southeast final, showing that he has huge talent. Another one for the future, Johnny Kiley. Our next player has huge talent, huge drive, huge passion. Would you please welcome Dara Looney? The next recipient to meet in, he comes from a huge Valley Rovers family, maybe he prefers hurling, but they got a bit of football out of him as well this season, Brendan Lynch. We now move to another one of our goalkeepers. This man was the goalkeeper in the Southeast campaign, the outstanding David Lynch. We now go to one of the defensive men in the team, an outstanding cornerback. I think Fight Fitzgerald was into nicknames describing him as Bin Laden, but I think tonight we'll just call him Don Lynch. next player made a huge effort during the season, made vital contributions, Joe Lynch from Farmerhoe. The fullback in the team also has a bit of a nickname that he's well known by. He made outstanding contributions, one of the foundation on which the victory was based, an outstanding player, Joe Shovels Lynch. Another of the young brigade who made a massive contribution both to the under-21 team and the intermediate team, a really outstanding halfback in Jack Lyons. One of the most committed in terms of training, made a few appearances in the South East campaign. Would you please welcome David McCarthy? Next year, Ben Murphy is not attending, so we move to another guy that has one of those nicknames they call him the Dominator, and what a performance he gave in the county final. Would you please welcome the outstanding Darren Murphy? We now move to a player who was joined the team a little later. An outstanding minor, an outstanding sense of spatial awareness, and probably the first member of his family to win this trophy. The trophy is known as the Weish Murphy Trophy, as you know, and Jack Murphy is a descendant of that clan. Please welcome him. The next player that we mentioned played in most games this season, made a huge impact when he came on as a sub in the county semi-final against Fermoy, Donald O'Brien. Staying with the O'Brien family, he joined the under-21 and intermediate panel after fifth year was over. Would you please welcome the one and only Tyler O'Brien? We now stay with the O'Brien family, some contribution of training under 21 panel. This guy is nicknamed Mossy, an absolutely outstanding individual, an outstanding player, Tomas O'Brien. The citation on this defender reads as follows, that he has a habit of being last out of the dressing room. His excuse is that he likes to hang on to every word that the coach will tell him. Would you please welcome Colin O'Connell? Goalkeepers are a central theme of this particular presentation. This guy is one of the best. Would you please welcome Donica O'Driscoll? Another one of the minor brigade, trained hard all year. Would you please welcome Owen O'Reilly? Next player to receive this medal is described as the best trainer by far from this squad, David Ryan. We now move to one of the four goalkeepers, this time Gerard Ryan. Robert Stein isn't attending, so we moved on to a man that is. Would you please welcome a guy who had a season cut short by injury, Robert Sweetman. our second last player tonight, was centre back in the South East Championship, had his season somewhat cut back. They've never seen so many injuries in all their life. Would you please welcome Aidan Walsh? Our final recipient is your on-field leader who led from start to finish, the charismatic Owen Delaney. Now, if Owen Delaney and Darrell Crowley could come to the podium here for a second, please. Obviously, there are many individuals that make up this club, but if we move to the female section of the club, and two ladies in particular that have been making massive contributions, not alone this year, but for many years, Marion Delaney and Mary Crowley. Nice. Well done, ladies. Now, the three outstanding individuals that contributed a huge amount of their life and their time over the past while in developing this team, we now would like to make a presentation on their behalf. So would Paul Fowle come to the podium, please. Many people have come into this club from other counties, but none as influential as John Power from County Waterford. Our final recipient of an award tonight is the team manager, the club treasurer, and a really good guy, Paul Cronin. There are photographers and there are donors. Yeah? Don't get any holy donuts out of it. Yeah? No problem. Now, I'd like to call on Paul Cronin to say a few words, you know, on behalf of the team and the role that they played with it. So Paul Cronin, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, Jordan, Vice Chairman of the Cork County Board, John Middleton, Chairman of the South East Board, you're all very welcome. I'll keep it nice and short anyhow. First of all, I suppose there's two sets being honoured here tonight. The first being, I suppose, our county under 21 winning side, which myself, Paul and John obviously were involved in. Look, it was an honour to be involved with them. Great bunch of lads. A huge panel, as we saw, coming up getting the medals. 37 guys got medals in the squad. 28 played championship during the year, so there's definitely bodies out there, and you know, we're going about it the right way anyway at that level. They're a good bunch of lads, like I said, to be involved with. Tough at the start of the year. They made things hard, but look, once they crossed the white line, they did what was needed, and obviously a huge success for us. Like always in winning any kind of thing, it's no one-man show, no 15-man game. It's a huge effort. Personally, I'd like to give a huge thank you to Paul Farrell and John Power. Didn't always agree during the year. That happened right up until the day before the county final. But we worked together, we worked well, and obviously came out with the right reward. To the players, ultimately, no matter who trains you or whatever, as I always said, it's easy to say, run a lap, pick it up for the next 50, ease off, but pick it up again for the next 50 after that. It's always easy to do stuff like that, but it's you that do it, it's you that play in the field, and it's you that won the county title, so all the credit goes to you, you know. Like I said, when you win something, it's far from even a squad of players or a management effort, it's the whole club. Like below in the hall the night of it, I'd just like again like to thank Donald McCarthy for his huge effort as our delegate. He'd never say it, but I know at times I annoy him about fixtures, and I suppose at times he'd nearly say on the phone, Paul, look, the game hasn't changed in the last half an hour, and no way around to me again nearly. To the executive, I know I'm a part of it, but to last year's executive, to John Lynch, and to our leader, Don Looney, always had the backing, no matter what we wanted. It's handy being the treasurer at times and getting what you want, but a huge thank you to them. To our special guest, Aidan Walsh. I suppose, look, our younger fellas should surely look up to an all-star, an all-Ireland winner already, now a dual player with Cork. You're very welcome, and thanks a million for coming. Especially for Tim Cummins. I'd like to thank all the girlfriends for releasing the lads for trainings and stuff like that. I know it was used as an excuse once or twice. And thanks to them, thanks to parents and the usual. I suppose the one comparative, and we all know this, it took 19 years for us to win a county again, 18 years to win a county again after 88, 89, and we did that in 2008 and 2009. Obviously they don't come easy, so when you get them you have to appreciate them. And the one comparative I'd probably make to the 88 and 89 team, they made county finals, they were lucky not to win them, but they went on a couple of years later to make their huge achievement in junior and intermediate. So I think John Middleton mentioned earlier that the hope is that this under 21 team will be the backbone maybe this year, maybe next year, the following year, to go on and hopefully win intermediate and go. The dream obviously to be senior, and the dream again is to be dual senior. Maybe that day might come. Just one point, obviously, this is getting away from the night slightly, but the work that goes involved. I'd just like to give a personal thank you to Dan O'Sullivan for everything he did. We were in here a good bit today and on the phone a good bit the last couple of days. And the one thing, I know a lot of the Sullivans, but Dan's line is definitely, yeah, it'll be alright, it'll be alright. And fair to Dan, it was alright, and thanks a million. Lastly, my last comment, and I know I get a bit of stick about this in the club. I'm involved with teams, but obviously you probably know at this stage my profession is an accountant and I'm treasurer of the club. and money means a lot. If you ever done with our executives, money is a fairly topical subject when it goes through, and how much are we going to make there, or will we lose a bit of money there? So we came up with a scheme, just to let you know, and I know a lot of you have partaken already. And first of all, I'd like to thank all the sponsors that gave prizes to it. But we have a draw. I think you've seen it on the tables. It's a draw. It's a €5 ticket draw. I know I shouldn't be talking about finance and like this, but just to maybe top everything off and not lose any money, I'd really greatly appreciate it if you take part in the draw. I know most of you have already because I see all the tickets in the envelopes. Some brilliant prizes. I think like the first prize. I'm not pulling out the tickets myself anyway, because if I pull this one out, I'll definitely think it's a fix. But a 2-night stay in the Carlton Park Hotel in London, 2 tickets to Chelsea Premier League game. That game is actually the last game of the season against Norwich. You never know, they could go for the title at home, and flights included. Just one prize alone. So look, if you can, in tough times, it'd be greatly appreciated. Other than that, I'd just like to thank you all, and thank one last person, the man beside me. He makes it seem easy, but in fairness, he does a massive amount of work, and that's why it is easy, and that's Paddy, and fair dues to Paddy, you never leave it up there.
Just 2 little things. I'm trying to get the significance around this, but Marion Delaney has baked a special cake for this under-21 squad. The theme of it is that quite a few of them will be celebrating their under-21 birthday, so anyway, the cake is here, and if I could call on the captain and the vice captain to blow out the candles. I can't believe I'm at this crack. So now, please be representing the team. Jeez, Donnie, you're some genius at this crack. Okay, isn't that a nice touch? Well done, Barry, thank you very much. As if to blow the school. What is it, cut first? Tony's insisting that there's a cutting operation. Is there any hatching or knife around the place we're cutting? Jeez, no one said there's no knife in the hotel. Hold on, yeah? Gee, cut. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as we said to you at the start of the night, I think maybe a couple of weeks back, the club executive thought about getting somebody to, come in and present the medals and talk to people, and I think they've made a really inspired choice in getting this young man who has, led by example. Every one of you have seen him playing on the field, but off the field, he's one of these really great individuals, a great example to how things are done, and the very fact that he's from Kanturk, decided to come down here on a Friday night. We're absolutely delighted and honoured to have the one and only Aidan Walsh to say a few words to us.
I won't say too much. I'd just like to thank Keith for inviting me here tonight. In fairness, when Johnny texted me or rang me, I said about 2 weeks ago, John, once he said it, I was mad to come down. In fairness, it was for the under-21 footballers, it's a massive achievement. For me personally, I never got the opportunity to play, to even get as far as the final in under-21, and it's probably the one medal that I never got. And looking back at it, it's one thing I regret and disappointed about, but in fairness, just a massive achievement for me, and I suppose for that, probably one of the biggest one-to-one football teams I've ever seen. Anyway, Jesus, give me medals. But no, like that, it's this only the stepping stone for you really. If you think about it, you know, it's you should really push on for the coming year and even the years to come. I suppose for some of you, you're confident to know join your challenge for the coming year and for the next few years is playing intermediate football and hopefully senior football in your case. So that's the challenge that you put yourselves in. I suppose for the fellas that are still on to for the coming year, so I suppose your challenge is to try and retain a title. And from talking to Kenty there, I think there's only 3 of you over age for the coming year, which obviously is unbelievable, like free in the sense that you have a great chance to get back there again. And I've no doubt if you get back there again that you just showed. I remember listening to that final on the radio, and the last 5 minutes, he won it in the last 5 minutes, and that's a great attribute of a team, a great attribute of all of you, that he never gave up and he kept going to the bitter end, and you got what you deserved in the end. But I suppose you had them days and you had bad days too, but fairness, that was your day, and great achievement for the club and for yourselves. I suppose I just finished by thanking for you again for inviting me here, and I suppose I apologise for being probably a bit underdressed compared to mine. I wasn't expecting it to be this formal, but I'd like to thank or like to congratulate the 89 and 90 team. I wasn't expecting to be handing them trophies. They're probably looking at me saying, Jesus, you fellas give me a short but I'd like to congratulate again. It was a massive achievement by all of you, and just like George said, it's great to see you all fitting well, and I'd like to wish your Valley Rovers club the very best for the coming year, and hopefully in the next few years we might have a cut-off with you and the boys on the pitch, as Sam says, in hurling football. Enjoy the rest of your night and catch you again. Thanks.
Before we finish up, Catherine Thomas has been on, and Brindy. In order to get photographs, we're going to go into the hub. Probably the first time a lot of these guys have been there sober. So if both teams, the under 21 team and the 88-89 team, our good friend the photographer Donny will take the photographs. So all that remains for me to say is well done, thanks for your kind attention, good night and God bless.